Last year, I made a video where I wrote myself a letter about everything that happened in 2015. And I see people making videos about, oh, 2016 was such a shitstorm, but I kind of wanted to just detail and document my entire 2016 experience. So I have my letter right here, and I'm going to read it to myself from last year. Dear me from 2016. I feel sorry to have to tell you about this year, although in hindsight, it's not as bad as everyone made it out to be. At least for you. Generally, 2016 sucked. But there's some pretty awesome things that happened to you, and let's start at the beginning. First thing, you get to spend your birthday with your family in Arizona, which is pretty awesome. I mean, come on. It feels like home and safety, and you get to see your best friend, and you do the most amazing photo shoot ever. 16 is a good age. It's the age where you can get your driver's license, and it's the age where you also kind of freak out because you're not a kid anymore. In March, you go to see Troye Sivan, and it's wonderful, and you cry, and you wait in line for 8 hours, and you love every minute of it. In April, you go see Tatanoff. Da-da-da-da-da, you're still Dan and Phil trash, but it's amazing. You laughed so hard you cried, and you smiled so much your face hurt. In the beginning of May, you see Tessa Violet, Rusty Clinton, and Dodie Clark. You tell Dodie about how her music has helped you through so many things in your life, and how it has pushed you through struggles that you never thought you even needed help with. And you also, at the concert, fall in love with Tessa and her music and her personality and her kindness and the way she just oozes sunshine when she's on stage. And you fall in love with Rusty and the feeling of home that his music gives you, even though it doesn't really explain anything about you, but you feel comforted, like you're in a wood cabin with a crackling fire and a cup of hot cocoa. In the last week of May, you get to go to MomoCon again. It was amazing, just like last year. You meet new people and meet up with old friends, and you get to have the time of your life and also stress yourself out beyond belief, because the week after MomoCon, you go to Phoenix Comic Con, or as people in Arizona call it, PCC. And you go with all of your cousins, and you made this crazy ass decision that you should make all of their costumes so that you can all go as characters from Avatar: The Last Airbender, your favorite TV show. That was not a regrettable experience, but definitely something you probably shouldn't do again. Phoenix Comic Con is amazing, and you get to spend time with your friends and your family, and you get to open up people's eyes to see your side of the world and how you view people and life and the experiences that make you happy. And there's nothing better than being able to share such a huge part of who you are with the people you love. You vlogged the whole thing, and it's so important that you vlogged it because it's such a memorable experience, and it's such an important part of your life, and it's something that you'll never forget. Nothing really happens in July because July is the hot summer month that everybody wishes doesn't exist. In September, you go to Music Midtown, and you get to see so many musicians. I mean, there's just so many musicians, and it just rekindles your love for live music. And you get to see 21 Pilots. I mean, how awesome is that? Tyler Joseph stepped on you when he was crowd surfing. It obviously, of course, knocked you over, but it was totally worth it. You've never been so hot and sweaty and miserable in your life, but it was worth every second of it. The Lumineers, Melanie Martinez, Alabama Shakes, The Killers, G-Eazy, so many different musicians. And you know what? The Lumineers are really good live. Underappreciated musicians. The week before Music Midtown, you went to New Orleans, which was kinda strange. It's portrayed as such a party capital, but because it was September, nothing was really going on. And of course, you got catcalled a couple times, which is really weird. Catcalling is such a weird thing, and yourself being the, not very curvy/attractive person that you are, doesn't get catcalled very often because A, you're a hermit, and B, you just don't really go to places where you'd get catcalled. You just never experienced it before, and you decided that it's so disgusting. And the last 2 days of September, and I think it's the first day of October, you go to Anime Week in Atlanta, which is kind of a shit show. a very, very confusing and frustrating shit show. Of course, this is nothing against the convention. It was more to deal with your own personal issues. And now it's Halloween, and Halloween is by far the best holiday ever, and you get to go trick-or-treating again, and guess what? Your entire group of friends goes as Peter Pan, and it's freaking amazing. You also get to see Dodie again, and Tessa, and Rusty, except this time, not only is it them, but it's also got John Kozar, and you sing along to all of his music, and you laugh, and you cry, and you meet all the friends you met at the previous concert, and more, and it makes you feel like at home again. Now comes November, when the really shitty part of the year actually starts. Of course, there were a lot of things before that, like the Pulse shooting in Orlando, but November is election month, and you've never been more terrified or more angry. And it's probably the worst thing that could have happened to you, at least, in your mind. It's like the world is ending and you don't know what to do. Of course, the world is not ending, and things and life go on, and it's okay, because it always will be. If you have the perseverance and the determination to, everything will be okay. But at 2:30 in the morning Eastern Standard Time, they call the presidential election, and the winner is Donald Trump. It is the kind of loss like a close family member died and all your hopes and dreams have been crushed. You mourn for weeks. On November 18th, you go see Troye Sivan again, and it's not as fun as the first time because you've already seen him and it's a bigger venue and you got elbowed a couple times, but it's still great and you still get to see your old friends and wait in line again, and it still hurts to hear him sing about problems that are close to you. It hurts in the best kind of way because it's proof that your feelings and who you are and that feeling of belonging is in other people as well. In December, you go to New York. And I don't mean the state of New York. I mean New York City. You have a hotel on Broadway and you are ecstatic. Who doesn't want to go to New York? And who doesn't love being in the city? Being in the city reminds you so much of London, and it makes your bones shake and your heart pound and you feel at home again. And to make it even better, on Friday night, you go to the Richard Rodgers Theater where they are currently showing Hamilton, which has been your obsession for 3 months. You can't stop singing it. It's such an earworm. And your parents tell you that you're going to go pick out a t-shirt, because who doesn't want a Hamilton t-shirt? I mean, it's such a great musical, and if you're not going to get to see the show, the least you can do is get a t-shirt, right? But it gets better. And you go to get your t-shirt, and you say to Dad, your dad who's in the line, you say, Dad, the t-shirts aren't in this line, they're across the street. And you say, Dad, this line is only for people with tickets, and he whips out the tickets and says, well, then it's a good thing we have tickets. And I must admit, you almost pass out, because you don't do well with surprises, but it's totally worth it. And you cry, and you laugh, and you spend the entire musical mouthing along, knowing all the words, but being quiet so as not to disturb the people around you. And it was the best possible thing you could have gotten for your first ever Broadway show. You got to see it with some of the original cast and with most of the original accompaniment as well, the original ensemble. And you come back and just have ecstasy for the next 2 weeks. And then, you know what? After that, because you were in New York for the first week of December, it's Christmas. And of course, Christmas is not as exciting as it could be because you went to see Hamilton and really nothing can top that. And your parents, you know, being how expensive it is to get Hamilton tickets, were like, well, this is your birthday and Christmas and your birthday and Christmas for the next year. So it's wonderful. It's the best Christmas present that they could have gotten you, the best birthday present they could have gotten you, and you couldn't ask for anything better. So when Christmas comes and goes and you sleep the entire day of Christmas, it was totally worth it. Of course, 2016 didn't end on a very happy note. Carrie Fisher died, and it was kind of such a somber, quiet way to finish off the shit show that was 2016. And of course, 2016 wasn't necessarily a shit show for you. Most of the world kind of thinks it was. And there were a lot of horrible things that happened. So many famous people died, and everyone was thrown into chaos when Donald Trump was elected president. Just a lot of bad things. But much like that Doctor Who quote, every life is a pile of good things and bad things. Good things don't always soften the bad things, but vice versa. The bad things don't necessarily spoil the good things and make them unimportant. So, besides the fact that for the most of the world, 2016 was a shit show, it was only kind of a shit show for you. And you got to do and experience so many things. You're so much better for it. I hope that you look at 2016 with a light in your eye and a smile on your face and an open heart, because despite the shit that's gonna happen, it's all gonna be okay. Sincerely, you, from 2017. Okay, real quick after the end bit, because I'm obviously wearing the most fabulous outfit, and I have to explain why this video is so freaking late. I was gonna record it and upload it on my birthday, which is what I usually do because I can't seem to upload and edit and record over an extended period of time. I have to do it in one sitting. But there was something more important happening on my birthday. In the video, I talked about Donald Trump a lot because I do not agree with him being elected president, and so for obvious reasons, I went to the Women's March. I wasn't in Washington, which was the big one, but I was in Atlanta. It was totally worth it, and I'm so glad I spent my birthday that way because I feel like I'm making a change. I'm making the change that I want to see. So, that's why this video is late, because I was at the Women's March on Washington, which is why I have my pink pussy hat. It's obviously not knitted, but I can't knit for shit, so yes. I hope you like this video. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more of my content, subscribe to my channel, and if you'd like to leave a comment telling me what your year was like. Did you think 2016 was a shit show, or were you kind of okay with it? Let me know. I love you all, y'all glorious, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye!